Hey guys, I'm Dane Brancato. I play Zephyr Windstrider in the podcast, and I messed up. I lost the VOD for the second episode. I don't know how. I don't know why. 1 minute it was downloading, the next it was gone. So what I'm gonna do, because Twitch is a very fun little device that after a certain amount of time has passed, the VODs are just gone, which sucks. But what I'm going to do is give you guys a quick little rundown here, slap this edit in front of the next episode that you're probably watching right now if you're seeing this video, and then we're going to go on like nothing happened. And we have currently every VOD after this, so at the time of recording this, there's no other issues. If something does happen, you'll probably be seeing me again like this, and we'll kind of have this awkward eye contact that we got going on right now. But, so bear with me. I'm going to jump in and explain everything. I'm not a good note taker, so what I have are bits and pieces that came from other people in the podcast. Shout out to Sam. She really did help here. And we're going to go from there. So jumping right back into the recap, we ended up at the end of our entrance exam, brought right up to our doors where we went and kind of reintroduced our characters to each other, kind of touching upon what we did in the first episode, and were then called down to the cafeteria by the headmaster Drax. We all got called down where we met the lineup of the teachers and the various classes that they taught, and we were allowed to pick two of them. And going down that lineup as we have here, we had Bertold. He was a bear-ish guy. That's what the notes say. And his class that he taught was the rock wall climbing course. We had Odessa, which I believe was an elf. She was responsible for the cafeteria food, and the class that she taught was Intro to Cooking. We had Phyllis, who is an orc wearing glasses. She was the librarian. And the class that she taught was the History of the Light, which was religious texts and the like. Daisy was the instructor, a shorter, I believe, human, very energetic, and her class was First Aid 101. Then we had Hopper. He was a rabbit man. He was very, not angry, but very stern and aggressive, and his class that he taught was Intro to Etiquette. And finally, we had Headmaster Drax, who was the head of the school, and the class that he taught was How to Dodge a Fireball. Essentially, what we all did to pick our classes was we each got a note card and marked down the two that we wanted. Zephyr chose rock wall climbing and How to Dodge a Fireball. I believe, I forgot his name. Februm chose rock wall climbing, and I believe he chose History of the Light. Wow, I'm forgetting everyone's names as soon as I'm behind the camera, but we've done enough takes, we're just gonna power through. Aldrich chose History of the Light and Intro to Etiquette. Lily chose First Aid 101 and How to Dodge Fireball. And Winnie chose History of the Light and Intro to Etiquette. I believe Aldrich actually chose Intro to Cooking instead of History of the Light, but again, we've done enough takes. We're just gonna use the raw footage this time. Max gave us the option. He would essentially give us checks or saves that we would have to do for each class, and furthering that, if we failed a certain ratio that we had to meet, then we would be suffering from the effects on the weekend mission that follows. Everyone passed flying colors this time around, with the exception of Aldrich and Intro to Etiquette, in which he just could not wrap his head around the various postures, and he's not on Hopper's good list right now. But the weekend rolls around, and Headmaster Drax comes in with a list of different numbers that we choose at random, and Winnie chose number 6, which was go into the sewers and clean out whatever is clogging the drain. So our party geared up, went down. After walking through the sewers for a couple hours, we found 3 very large spiders that attacked us. We kind of took them out pretty quickly when we were attacked by a giant acidic slime monster. And the session ended while we were mid-fight. And there you go. It's going to pick up right from there in the next video. I apologize how poorly done this all was, but I needed to whip something up because I needed to make sure that we got this VOD up. So, thank you guys for bearing with me, and enjoy the video. Bye!
Well, hello.
Hello.
Those are slightly off. We're gonna... One sec, I gotta...
Audio's coming through.
Switch some people's up. Yeah. Some people's, captures got messed up. Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome to tonight's episode of Oodvin. I am the DM for this campaign, Maxwell Williams. It is a pleasure to see you all here, and we're gonna go around, and I want everyone to introduce themselves, and then introduce their character and what class they are.
Hello, I'm Dane Brancato. I play the wonderful Zephyr Windstrider. He is a Air Genasi bard, and just got absolutely destroyed last session.
Lovely. Let's
Hello.
go.
My name is Aaron Borden. I am playing Februm Cask, who is a Simic hybrid blood hunter.
Anyone next? Who wants to go?
Hi,
Go ahead.
I'm Connor McGinley. I play Lilibet Pembroke, or just Lily, Human Ranger.
And I am Drew Borden. I play Aldrich Vernask, Armor Artificer.
Well, lovely, lovely. So, those of you who weren't with us last time, let's give us a little recap. So, our lovely group of adventurers have just started their first year at Raven's Eye Academy, a prime adventuring school, the only adventuring school in the city of Aophik, in the desolated land of Oodvin. Passing their kind of entrance test, in which that consisted them fighting a couple of large bears and a werebear that turned out to be one of the instructors for the academy. Our group picked out their classes that they'll be taking for this first quarter. Most people successfully passed their first week with flying colors, but Aldrich had a little bit of an issue with the etiquette class, ended up having to take some extra lessons, which have left him a little tired for this weekend of adventuring, as it is a 4-day school week and a 3-day weekend, as it should be. Our group was given their first weekend assignment, drawing lots with other groups. They ended up drawing kind of the short stick, and were ended up sent down into the sewers to clear a blockage of some type, unbeknownst to the professors and other people in the academy. When they got down there, they initially saw lots of spider webs and such clogging up the area, but Lilibet was able to hear a little something different that didn't quite correlate with the surroundings. Eventually, the parties ran into a group of spiders, fighting their way through them quickly and easily, only to encounter an invisible slime of gargantuan size, that appeared out of thin air and started to immediately attack them, kind of driven into this fury by a slight orange aura that many people in the party have heard of but may not have encountered themselves. The fight has been challenging so far, knocking at least one party member unconscious and leaving several others at low hit points. So with that, we're going to jump right back into the encounter, starting with Februm at the top of the initiative.
All right. I'm actually going to move a little bit away from everyone else.
Okay.
Just get us spread out a little bit here.
Yep. So we've got Winnie, Zephyr, and Al all kind of lined up right in front of this slime, and then we've got Lily at the far left corner, kind of behind where the slime is, and Februm is now just due west of the slime.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to attack it twice with my scythe.
Okay, roll a hit.
All right. Okay. First one is a 14.
14 hits.
Second one is a 9.
A 9 is gonna hit.
Oh. Okay.
This is a slime. They're not hard to hit.
Not too resilient.
They're big.
All right. That's gonna be 8. The first one is going to deal a total of 14 damage. And the second attack is going to deal an additional 11.
11.
So, Jesus, 20, 25.
Beautiful. You take 2 huge chunks out of this gargantuan slime in front of you, dealing some pretty big wounds. And you can see that some of the damage that you had done last time, as well as what you assume is damage done by the spiders that you had encountered earlier, is starting to show wear. The ooze is starting to lose its form and starting to slough off in places. Okay. Bonus action?
I think that is all I can do.
Okay. After your turn. Yeah, why not? It's going to take a legendary action.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And I am now noticing that I don't have my dice in front of me. So, give me 1 second. Lilibet, you are up next if you want to decide what you want to do.
Is anyone down right now?
No one is down currently.
I bounced
cool.
back when I hit the ground
Yeah.
after I got absolutely demolished.
Okay. Pages are loading. We're gonna do an attack against. Let's just do one against Februm. So I feel like that makes sense. Right? This thing can't roll for shit.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's a 9 to hit as it
Let's go.
slams the ground next to you, and you can see the stonework begin to kind of crack and erode away. But then, a little bit, it's your go.
Cool. I'm going to mark it as my favored foe. My bonus action. I'm gonna walk up and hit it.
Okay.
Oh, that's not how it works in this app. 10, 15. Here. Yeah. And I'll just start poking at it.
Start poking at it.
That's a 19 and a 12.
Both hit.
Do-do-do. 28.
28. Get some good old stabs. You see bits and pieces of its form kind of just flying off.
I think he like pokes it and just like flicks some of it off.
Kind of just pulling like a good thread off, and then you see that like now that you've created that weak point, it begins to like slide off to the side, kind of breaking that surface tension.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Aldrich, it's your go.
Okay. I am going to fire off 2 blasts.
Uh-huh.
So that is a unnatural 20.
So these are going to be at disadvantage because they're ranged weapons, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So that'll be a 9.
9 still hits.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Damage on that will be, I'll add a d6 to this. 11 lightning damage.
Okay.
The second one will be a 11
11 hits.
with 9 lightning
Nice.
damage.
9 lightning damage. Beautiful.
And I'm going to attempt to get over in front of Winnie.
Okay.
Kind of try to put myself between her and the ooze.
Gotcha.
Ooze.
And I will use my bonus action to
Give it a little fire.
give it a little fire.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Fire
Uh,
scarecrow.
Let's
Kind of
see.
heating up the bits of metal inside of its body, kind of concentrating on a spell that you had active since last episode.
Yeah. So it'll take reduced down to 4
Yep.
fire damage.
Beautiful, because it is resistant.
Yes.
You see parts of the acid begin to kind of bubble over. But it's still standing.
I expect nothing less.
Yeah. And it is, it's its turn now.
Yeesh.
Yay.
Yeah.
Is it time? Is it time?
I don't know. Let's see. Okay. You're all within range. Who wants to roll a d6?
I will.
Okay.
Don't roll 2.
A D6.
4.
Yep.
Oh, that's Winnie, isn't it?
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Why?
Not over yet. Hold on.
Jeez. What luck.
Yeah. That's gonna be an 8 to hit. As the like pseudopod like goes wide, and Al, you're able to kind of like catch it with your shield.
Yeah.
And it scrapes down and slams into the ground. But as it hits the ground, you can see that these repeated attacks that haven't landed on any of you, but they've hit the ground, are starting to heavily damage the area that you've been standing on.
Oh no.
With this hit, you almost feel like the ground begin to give a little bit. You start seeing cracks run through the stonework.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
We need to kill this thing quick, bro.
Okay. Another d6. Who wants to do it?
I can.
Okay.
Come on.
That's a 6.
No.
My choice.
Oh. Oh.
Okay, let's... Al, I'm going to throw one your way.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. I'm going to throw one your way, Al.
Pretty nice of you.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, this thing just can't hit anything. That'll be a 12.
Okay.
So that's gonna miss. But
Cool.
as this one misses, you once again kind of parry it off to the side. And you see that it lands almost directly in the same spot that it hit last time. And the cobblestone beneath all 3 of your feet gives out.
Oh no.
And it opens up, and for a split second you look down and see just blackness. I need all 3 of you to make a dex save.
Including me.
Come on.
So that it'll be Al, Zephyr, and Winnie.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That's an 18.
18 for Zephyr,
That'll be a 14 for me.
a
God, I love
14
being
for
dex
Al.
filled.
Okay. For those of you who might be like, wait, we're missing a person. Sam wasn't able to attend today, but I did already have her roll a dex save. She rolled a 9.
Oh,
So, Zephyr, you instantly jump to the side, kind of dodging out of the way, easily avoiding this pit. Al, you're a little late on the catch. You end up kind of landing about halfway, like on your stomach, on the edge of this hole. But as you land, you look around and you just see Winnie plummet.
Oh, can I let go and try to
wait. I might have something.
Can I try to reach out and like turn her,
Grab her as well.
grab her, yeah, so that she falls on me instead of whatever is beneath?
There's nothing beneath.
Keep falling forever.
None of you can see. Like, I think none of you have a dark vision farther than 60 feet. This hole just goes into darkness.
Only
yeah,
she
no, I don't
knows.
Only
I
she can see what happens.
Can I cast
Boy.
levitate on her while she's still in range?
Levitate is not a reaction.
Oh, it's not. Shit. That's sad.
So Al, you want to try to reach out and grab her?
Yes.
Okay. Are you just like trying to like grab her with your strength, or how are we
I
doing
guess
this?
that's all I can do.
Okay.
I don't know how else I could.
Give me an athletics check.
Oh, goody. How is a 12?
You kind of reach around and grab for her wrist, and you got it, but then you don't see that she's fallen a little farther, and you just grab onto her fingertips, and they slip,
Oh.
and you see her plummet. Yeah. There's a slight scream and a bit of fog that's displaced by the low temperature and water, as there's just a... Okay.
Well,
Zephyr, it's your turn.
Zephyr is staring into the pit. He's like looking around at everyone to see what their reactions are. Oh no. Well, he's going to wait. Oh, I have a plan. I'm not engaged right now, am I?
Everyone is engaged.
Okay. So I
Um,
just can't leave his area, but I can like move around him. Wait, no, that's not a smart idea. Never mind.
Where's the hole?
yeah, I am. The hole is it's a 15 by 15 foot square right in front of
15
where
by 15. My.
3 squares. And Al, you were kind of like hanging into the hole halfway, like in it. And Zephyr, you were able to sidestep it easily.
Oh, I see.
What can I do? What can I do? Zephyr is going to make sure it doesn't do anything. Yes. Going to, what's the range? 10 foot. Okay. Look directly at the slime, and at level 3 we'll cast Shatter. So it needs to make a
con save.
Yes.
I forgot that I was rolling dice on this
Not
other
a high roll,
device,
not a high roll.
so I gotta do that.
It's not a very big radius, right?
No, it's only 10 feet.
No.
So if I cast it at the center, you're good.
That's a 6.
Yes. It will now take 4d8 of damage.
Lovely. Roll that up
It
for
takes
me.
23 thunder damage.
23 thunder damage.
Yes.
A mighty blow as you see like part of it begin to fly away, and you just hear the slight reverberation of down the hole.
That's not a reaction. I can't do that. Shoot. Alright, well, I'll do it next turn.
Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. At the end of your turn, our good slimy boy is going to make a pseudopod attack against Februm. Oh?
I don't like that. Oh.
Is this a hit?
No.
No.
Let's hope not.
Oh.
No, it's not. The first roll was good. The disadvantage was not.
Let's go.
This disadvantage saving y'all's ass. Yes, it once again hits next to Februm. But Februm, you seeing this happen over there, you look down at the ground and you're probably one good miss away from the ground underneath you going as well. And those of you who are around the hole see that this must be the ceiling of some huge cavern. Like, Aldrich, you look and you see that it is this maybe like a foot or 2 thick stone as like the entire flooring. And then everything beyond that is cavern. So like under the slime, under the rest of your party, if this ground gets taken out, just falling.
I have a plan.
Which actually, in fact, I should mention that as you cast that shatter, the ground underneath the slime looks very weak.
Oh.
Let's go.
No, we don't want it landing on Winnie.
Oh, wait, no.
Oh, wait, no!
That's what I was thinking of. My first thought was, do slimes take fall damage? My second thought was, wait.
No, the original plan was to get around it and use Thunderwave to push it in the hole, but it's maybe not a good idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it
I have a
could
plan.
probably fit. It's a news.
Yeah, it just kind of forms in. You know.
It just like squeezes.
Anyway, back up to the top of the initiative. Februm, it is your go.
Awesome. Seeing that, I am going to move my merry ass around that slime. Probably right here. If I can make that. Should be able to.
Yeah, I think you can.
And I will just, 2 attacks with the scythe, as per usual.
As per usual.
First one is going to be a 15.
That hits.
Second one is going to be a 19.
Those both hit.
Right? That'll be that. That's 4. Wow. That is 14 damage for both.
Gotcha.
Nice.
As the slime is kind of like deteriorating, it's becoming increasingly hard to actually get a good purchase on this attack. As you're kind of cutting through just this extra like acid and goop that is just coming off of the slime itself. Anything else from you?
I don't have any blood maledict left, so no.
Okay. And then after your turn, it is going to make an attack
Maybe.
against Aldrich. Does a 20 hit?
Yeah, just barely.
Make it roll again and take the lower
Oh
number.
man. Hey.
Silvery barbs.
Do you have enough spell slots for that?
Yeah, I got spell slots for it.
Okay.
I'm a bard.
Better. It was better.
I tried.
Cool. I don't want it to hit the ground again.
It was a 20, a 22, and a 22.
Dang.
Cool.
I tried.
Can't win them all.
I've rolled so bad on this monster.
Hey, that's all good. I
you
don't
won't
want it to.
Oh, that's a low
It's the
roll.
advantage.
More.
That's 35 points of acid damage.
Cool.
5?
Are you?
You said 35?
Yes.
Oh, 35.
Cool.
That's
I
a
am
low
going
roll.
to use my reaction to cast Absorb Elements.
Okay.
Mm.
So you get resistance to that damage.
Yes. So
17.
Heck yeah.
Lovely, lovely.
17.
So stressful, man.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Little bit. You're up.
I have to ask, who's getting the advantage from the silvery barbs?
Oh, do I still get to give advantage even if it doesn't?
Yeah, because you're still giving it
Okay.
like another roll, so you get the benefit anyway.
Hey, Februm, you got this.
Oh,
I got this.
Damn.
I guess I'll roll a normal attack then.
I forgot, man. Don't worry, it'll come around again eventually.
Okay.
Do I still have a
11
11 hits.
no amount?
and 21.
Those will both hit.
$27.
Hey, Lilibet. How do you want to do this?
Okay. I think what she does is she continues doing what she's been doing. She like stabs in and like tosses a glob aside. But she does it very fast until there's like one like bigger than average glob, and she kind of just tosses it up, and she just like unintended cuts it to ribbons. Cuts several cutting motions until it's just tiny non-substantive blobs that just fall to the ground.
Yeah. You keep cutting, and you see bits of acid begin to kind of like spray around. And you see that like that orange aura that had like coalesced around the slime itself begins to kind of flicker for a second. And as the creature becomes smaller and smaller, you see this aura become brighter and brighter until you see almost flames begin to kind of flicker around it. And you get that last stabbing motion and you hit something solid. It feels like a rock, a crystal of some type. And as soon as your blade makes contact with that crystal, there is this massive fiery just wave that explodes outwards. And I need everyone to make a dex save.
Cool. Is
Another 8.
Am I still hanging off of a thing?
Yes, so I would argue and say that you have disadvantage.
Yes.
Oh, I should have
Oh,
gave him the
okay.
advantage.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that. I was going to ask if my shield master trait would.
It's not a single target.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, cool. So in that case, we're gonna. It was 16.
16?
Wait. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I got a 19.
19?
I got an 18.
18?
11.
11. Okay.
I'm
Lovely.
right next to it.
Yep. Okay. That is 22 points of damage. It's a little bit. And 11 points of fire damage to everyone else.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I'm still up.
Oh, we're still up, baby.
Yep.
We still breathing. We still living.
As you see, like, it explodes outwards, and any remaining acid or globs from this slime is just instantly burned to a crisp. But as you kind of look back to the key point of where that explosion erupted from, you see this probably about like fist size, slowly pulsing this red and orange crystal just kind of slowly float to the ground. Before kind of like tapping on the ground and then falling to its side.
What's this?
And with that, we are technically out of initiative.
I don't like the technically.
Technically.
There is another pressing matter.
Yeah.
Hey,
Can I get a? Can somebody throw a light down the hole?
Does the gemstone like glow at all?
Yeah, it does.
Zephyr is getting ready to
I don't
jump in
know.
the
I don't know if we want to get rid of that.
No. Lily's first instinct is to be like, "Oh yeah, sure," and she like grabs it and tosses it over.
As soon as you make contact with this gemstone, you can just feel like magical energy radiating off of it.
It's not like a moment where she like holds it long. She has every intention to just flick it
She
over.
just kicks
So
it.
she like
Yeah.
touches it long enough to notice there's something cool about it, and then she's like, "Oh wait, no."
Can
And,
I
like-
catch it?
Yeah, can we all like just like attempt to catch it?
Yeah.
I want to see a cinematic like everyone dives. to
Everyone
catch it.
diving towards it.
I have
As it's
a
just
very
like
different
heading
plan
for the
than you
hole.
guys. I have a very different plan than you guys. Yeah, I want to try and catch it though. Wait,
Okay.
Can I use Mage Hand to catch it?
Not technically, because you don't have it active right now. I would say if you already had it
Oh.
cast, you could.
Gotcha.
Just also for future rulings and stuff.
Okay.
Um,
Then I'm just gonna die for it.
yeah, I mean, unless
Yeah, we're all diving for
Okay.
it.
if we're doing a competition,
I'm
then
going to try to grab it. I have a plan.
can I get acrobatics checks from anyone who wants
Okay.
to try to grab it?
I am going to say that
21.
19.
Oh,
I am more worried about the person at the bottom of the hole, so I'm not worried about a glowing rock.
That's fair. No, that's fair.
I was really hoping for a tie.
You
on
said it
that.
had a little bit of a glow to it.
yeah. It has a pulse to it.
Okay.
And Februm, you like jump for it.
Oh wait, I have dark vision.
but Zephyr like puts a hand on your shoulder right as you're about to jump. Just enough
Vault
so
me.
like yeah, no, he just like he steals your
very much
momentum
something you would
enough to like grab onto it. And like you hold this and it radiates magical energy. And
All right, guys.
and
I
like
have a plan. Zephyr's gonna look at them. Does it look like it'll be any use to me in the sense of like light or giving me any sort of light or protection of any kind? Is
Don't
that
you have
something I can
dancing
tell?
lights?
I do. Oh yeah, I guess you're right. I do.
I just
So-
need a light.
Zephyr jumps the gun. He's looking at it and he's like, "Oh wait," and he hands it over the Februm, looks at everyone and goes, I'm gonna go check on Winnie," and he's gonna jump in the
Yes.
You're
hole.
gonna you gotta
As
set a
he
light down
jumps in the
first.
hole-
Set a
No.
light down first.
As he jumps in the hole, I'm casting. Oh wait, is that a reaction or is that a? Okay,
is an
I am
action.
Sending a light down. I am sending a light down. It is an action. I thought it was also
levitate's
a
an action. You can fall like
No.
600 feet before you get that spell off.
No. I am sending the light down as an action. And I'm going to follow it and cast Featherfall on myself, as a reaction.
Okay.
Oh,
You have.
I realize it now.
Featherfall.
I didn't see
Oh
it
my
in the list,
gosh.
but we're going.
You were too busy casting silvery barbs every time.
I
Yeah.
was too busy trying to stop him from eating.
I guess to be fair, I don't think you had your reaction back yet.
I
Yeah,
did.
that's what I mean.
So,
Um,
because there was a silvery barbs cast at the end of last session.
yes.
So,
Mhm.
So I didn't have my reaction.
No. so
So even if I knew I had it, I couldn't have done anything.
It's not as bad.
But I'm going to fix it now. I'm going in the hole after.
okay, you just jump in the hole and you cast Featherfall on yourself.
How many targets can I cast it on?
6,
Uh
but they have to be falling,
5.
so you'll have to jump at the same time.
oh. Does it say that they have to be fallen?
Yes, it is a reaction to you
Oh,
take when a
yeah.
creature is falling.
If he jumps down the hole, I
Going
would
to
jump
start.
into the hole with him
Okay.
because that has been my plan for.
I'm gonna
the...
go check on Winnie if anyone wants to come with me. He like puts his hands up and just falls back. And then immediately like a look of fear on his face as he realizes that he's plunging in the darkness.
So Aldrich and Zephyr just jump down a hole, leaving
Yeah.
Lily and Februm just up top.
As we fall, I look to you and say, I hope you have something to deal with this.
You know. I figured we were just gonna plummet. Yes, I have something to deal with.
I have something to deal with.
And he like I gotta check real quick if I have any songs that relate to falling. I mean, I'm casting it
have one.
regardless, but
free fall.
Yeah.
oh, I do have that one in there. Yeah, so he's gonna just start playing Free Falling from his little iPod Touch,
Okay.
as they're falling.
You jump down. You start playing a little music, and we're gonna go to break.
And then I've got the lights going around with me too, so they're following.
We're gonna take a little break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. So yeah, stick around.
Oh,
Okay, we're back.
almost.
We're back, everyone.
Hi.
Boy.
As my players begin to contemplate their decisions, we return to Zephyr and Al falling down a hole. And falling. And falling. And a minute goes by. and
no.
you begin to really fall.
I would like to propose that
What?
that it lasts for as long as free falling the song lasts.
You can cast it again.
I'm gonna cast it again.
Okay.
Oh wait, okay, no, it's not. Never mind, we're good. I can still cast it again.
Time for the second verse.
You can also always upcast things even if they don't have additional effects.
Oh, okay. So even if it doesn't let me cast it at second level,
Mm-hmm.
I can cast it at second level. Okay.
You're just burning a more powerful spell to cast a less powerful spell.
And not
Okay.
die.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a pretty good value.
So there's a quick instance, Al, where your stomach kind of gives out. Not the one casting the spell. You don't quite know when it's going to end. So it gives out, and you guys begin to like quickly fall for a second before you hear like the volume on free fall go back up a little bit.
Zephyr goes. Oh, that's not good. Heart
My-
attack. You like hear the song and he goes, "Oop, hold on a second." Has to go back and rewind the song.
It's like a cassette tape.
Sorry about that.
He's gotta be like, wait, I have to let it rewind.
Falling a lot longer than I thought we would.
Yeah,
know?
you keep falling.
Can I pull out a crowbar and start to a crowbar out of my pack and start to infuse light into it?
Well, I've got the dancing lights with me.
I know.
They're kind of spiraling around you as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's giving you like a little 5-foot light around you.
Are we still falling after that?
How long does it take to infuse?
Isn't
it just like an action?
Magical tinkering is. What the heck?
Oh no, I'm running.
Oh, I just touch it and it does it. Yeah, as an action.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
cool.
yeah, you were still falling. You're going at about 1:30.
I would like to cast catapult
What?
on the crowbar
Oh.
straight down,
Okay.
hoping that it gets far enough away so that when it hits the ground, Zephyr has enough of a reaction time to cast the spell if it goes out again.
Okay.
Can
So
I
you
prep casting it again?
it is a reaction, so you don't have to prep it.
Okay.
But you catapult it down again. 1:30 is going to be there. And you see that it goes like very quickly for a couple seconds and then a little slower and hits the ground. You hear it kind of like, it goes ding, 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 ding. Kind of hits something solid.
You hit Winnie.
And she's dead.
Solid corpse.
We get to the bottom. She's got a crowbar-shaped welt in her head.
Okay.
You reach, I think it's about 1 and 40-ish seconds. Yeah. 42, I think, close. You would guess that you've traveled probably be about 1,000 feet down. And you land on the ground.
I'm gonna kind of take my dancing lights and kind of spread them out
Mm-hmm.
in like as in a line as far as they can go, and then in like a sweeping motion around the range to try and look for Winnie.
Yep.
It's still like pitch black down here, right?
It is pitch black. Unlike the rest of the city, that even in like dark hallways and some of the caverns, or even like the sewer system, there were these purple crystals that were providing at least a dim light. There is nothing down here.
So like dark vision works also, doesn't it?
Dark vision works, but you're only seeing in black and white.
That's fine. That just gives me a little extra.
But you begin to kind of swirl the dancing lights around, and it is immediately apparent that there is red splatter everywhere.
Oh no. Pepperum didn't use some kind of thing, did he? Because this is a lot of blood. I know he kind of like hurts himself before. I really gotta talk to him about that. But
Is there a body?
You don't see a body.
hey, Winnie, say nothing if you're dead.
Hey, Winnie. Winnie.
It's not a good sign.
And you begin to kind of like look around here, and there is a bunch of just decrepit and abandoned buildings. What looks like what could have been a busy marketplace at one point that has been left to utter ruin.
Look, I'm not one to complain. Like, I love a good adventure. That's why I'm in this school. But we could have gone cliff diving. I mean, we kind of did, but
Um,
come on, man.
I'm gonna go pick up my crowbar.
Go pick up your crowbar. You can see that there's a kind of what you would only explain as like a pothole that has a little bit of blood that's pooled at the bottom that your crowbar is kind of wedged in.
Is there a blood trail that leads somewhere, or is there just random splatters of blood?
How fresh is all this blood?
I need one of you to make an investigation check and one of you to make a survival check.
I'll do the investigation check.
Okay, I'll do survival. That's
Am I exhausted?
Let's go.
No.
Okay.
It's just disadvantage on con.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
Let's go.
I got a 9.
Okay. You do an investigation?
Yes.
Okay.
Now I got a 19.
19. Aldrich, you kind of like are looking around for any like signs of Winnie, any remnants, any remains, and you kind of find an area where you can look straight up and you just see the slightest little peak of like purple light right above you. And you look down and you see this little half moon. Little holy symbol of sorts. That's all you seem to find during your investigation. Zephyr, on the other hand, you're looking around, you're kind of looking at the blood, you're seeing if it leads anywhere, and you do end up finding an area to kind of the south of where you're standing currently, where there is this like slight, what looks like a dragging pattern of like blood being dragged. And it goes for a good like 20 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see it disappear.
Did you say it was like fresh blood, or can I tell it's been?
This
hardened?
is very fresh blood.
Okay.
This is like within the last couple minutes. This is Winnie's blood.
Okay.
It is safe to assume that this is Winnie's blood.
Hey, Al. I think I found a clue. Not necessarily her, but this is definitely her blood.
I pick up her holy symbol. Let's start looking then.
Zephyr is gonna look up into the hole and just shout at the top of his lungs, "I think we found a clue. We're gonna follow it."
I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder.
You just hear it echo throughout this huge cavern, just bouncing off of all of these deformed walls and bits of cobblestone that would have been glorious at one point.
Hopefully they can hear it.
And Lily, you just kind of like, you swear you hear Zephyr for just a quick
Like
second.
garbled.
Yeah.
I
Go
would.
check it out.
I would. Oh, maybe let's not yell.
You know what? Yeah. That one's on me.
Because
Sorry about
if
that.
something dragged her away, then
Yeah, good point. Didn't think that one through. That's on me.
I'll start with hold my crowbar out and following the blood trail that he pointed out.
Yeah, I'll pick my dancing lights and kind of cover just out of where his crowbar's light ends.
You kind of follow the blood trail for a very brief amount of time before you see that it ends rather abruptly.
Oh,
I guess I'll keep going in that direction.
Okay.
I'm gonna look around for just any other signs of like a change in direction or like any of the buildings if it shows that like they've been disturbed recently.
Okay.
Any doors open.
While y'all do that, Lilibet and Februm, is there anything that you would like to do? You are...
Go ahead.
First,
What was it?
Lily kind of goes up to Februm and she's like, "Oh, is there a reason they decided to jump down there?"
Well, I believe they went to follow, and hopefully find our companion.
He kind of stares at you blank.
I'm gonna look away. Is there any remnant of the slime?
There is very little.
Very little. Okay.
It's more of evidence that it was there, but there's not any of the slime itself.
Okay. Febron's gonna pull out his notebook and begin quickly writing things down in it. Glancing at the crystal every once in a while. Can I like investigate the crystal or something like that?
You could make an Arcana check if you'd like.
An Arcana check. Okay. Would this be considered a fae or a fiend? By chance? It's an unnatural 20 anyways.
Well,
It is now.
which one does that? It lets you. Is it just fays or fiends that lets you add?
Fae, fiends, and undead. But I figured it's not undead.
No,
so.
it doesn't qualify as connected to any of those three.
All right.
Which the fact that it doesn't tick you might give you a little information that way as well. But with your 20, not being a magic user yourself, you can tell that there is powerful energy inside of this crystal. And it is it's raw and undirected. With a 20, you think that this might be... You might be able to use this crystal for your purposes you could use it to recharge certain abilities. A magic
Okay.
user might be able to regain spell slots with it.
Okay.
But there's something else there that you just don't have enough experience to know.
Can I perchance sense if there's blood of any kind in it?
Inside the crystal?
Yes.
I wouldn't... There's not blood.
Okay.
No.
There's a lot of blood down here.
A lot of blood down there.
You do think if you spend more time with it, you could... Per se, if you had a short rest or a long rest or something to study this object, you might be able to learn more about it.
Okay. I suppose I'll look at Lily and I'll say, you suppose you wanna we should wait here a little bit for him, maybe?
Well, we can't help them if we're here.
What else do
Just jumps on the
you what else do you have in mind?
I mean, shouldn't we go to them?
It sounded like they're falling for quite a long time, and unless you have something to help with that, I don't think that'd be the best idea.
Well, we don't have to go the same way.
Do you propose we go deeper into the sewers?
Well, all I know is that they're not here, but they might be somewhere else. So maybe we should go somewhere else.
Okay. I suppose we'll do that then.
How long?
Okay.
I suppose we'll
yes,
go
I guess
deeper
we're
into the
going in.
sewers. I'm going to give my scythe back to my tentacles, and kind of have them hold it up as I'm still writing stuff down in my book.
Mm-hmm.
And as we're going.
Yeah, I think Lily starts walking and she's like, besides, we have to figure out what's blocking up the sewers.
I believe that was it, but I suppose you're right. We don't have 100% confirmation.
She kind of just blinks a few times and turns and goes ahead.
As you kind of mention the sewers, you see a couple bits of rock that are eroded by the extra like fresh water that has now been cleared by the slime, and there just begins this like waterfall begins to pour down into this cavern.
Oh.
Okay. So you all are heading deeper into the sewers?
Gonna keep trucking.
Okay.
We're looking in the sewers.
We love a split party. This is great.
I mean, it was split anyway, unless we jump down there.
I was like, let's really test Zephyr's reaction time. See if he can see you within 60 feet.
Just scream as you're coming down, and as soon as he hears it. Oh, yeah, hold on. Should probably stop him.
Okay. So,
All right.
Zephyr and Aldrich, I need you guys both to make perception checks.
Okay. Oh, natural 20.
Damn. Y'all walked
Ooh.
into the wrong room. That's an 18.
Lovely, lovely. You begin kind of making your way through this cityscape. And it's not quite as big as Aofik is. Aofik is a massive city by any standards. This would be kind of like a smaller town of some kind. There seems to be like heavy elvish influence in a lot of the architecture and stuff. Aldrich, you're able to kind of pick up on that. But you're able to kind of follow not a blood path, but you see tracks of some type. It's hard to determine what creature it is exactly, but it does seem to be walking on 2 feet.
Can we tell if they're like Winnie-sized tracks or if something definitely like she did not drag herself out of there?
She did not drag herself out of this. This is
Okay.
something larger and something armored.
Lovely. Zephyr's gonna draw his longsword.
Okay. You keep walking for probably a good half an hour.
Lovely.
If you don't stop before then. And
Do
you
we see anything that would make us stop before then?
not necessarily. There are several like what looks like they would have once been like storefronts and stuff. There's plenty of places to investigate, but and it doesn't look like anyone's been down here in a while. At least not from like modern time. There's a nice thick layer of silt and dust across everything. But about after about half an hour, you make it to the edge of this dome.
And it's a dome.
It is like this big domed cavern where you guys seem to be right at the pinnacle of the dome itself. Like the top of the dome would have been right where that hallway of the sewers led.
Okay.
And you've kind of made it to the southern edge of the dome. Or the cavern.
And do the footprints like just stop or do they turn?
They lead directly to a wall.
Can I look for like ridges that would suggest like a button or like a door in the wall?
You can make an investigation check.
Okay, I'm not allowed to investigate anymore. 12.
Okay, you look around and you are convinced that there must be a door somewhere, but you just can't find it.
Zephyr's just gonna go up to like where the footsteps intercept with the wall, and like do the knock, knock, the knock, 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 just on the door and see what happens.
From what you can tell when you knock on it, it does feel like solid stone. You give it a good tap. You wait a second. You hear the tap kind of reverberate farther into the cavern. Nothing.
Nothing. Well, that takes that option off the table. Open sesame. Well, that's all I got.
Crickets. While you were thinking,
Any ideas?
Go ahead.
I'll say,
Okay.
think about this a little more.
Okay. Cool.
We're gonna go up to Lily and Februm. As you begin to kind of make your way deeper into the sewer, you do start seeing one, more signs of spiders, and two, you are seeing multiple different paths that go various dozens of different directions. So, I'm gonna need a couple things from y'all. I'm gonna need
Okay.
one person to make a survival check to track where you're going. And I need the other person to make a perception check to watch out for dangers.
We
I have a
to
bonus
watch.
in neither of those, so I'll do
Active
whatever one you
checks.
don't.
No. I mean, does it have to be watching or can it be listening?
It can be listening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then I will do the perception check.
Okay, I will do survival.
Because I'm an expert.
Yeah. Listening is probably more helpful anyway, because you're trying to get them
Yeah.
before they see your light.
Okay, good. I got a 19.
19?
28.
28.
Jesus.
With
I'm an expert.
with Lily leading the way, you are easily able to avoid probably at least 4 or 5 other groups of spiders that you can kind of hear at a distance. You hear the skittering, some of the kind of chirping back and forth between each other. And you're able to kind of like duck into little like cutaways for a second to let them pass, or maybe take like a little loop to get around them. And with Februm leading the way, you were consistently moving, or Februm leading the direction, you were consistently heading downwards. Which, if nothing else, you can tell by the crystal getting thinner and thinner.
Does it sound like these are all like swarms of spiders, or are there like ever smaller clusters?
It sounds like a lot of like big spiders. We're talking like
Oh, more
clusters
the
of
ones
like
we
giant spiders, yes.
counted.
Mm-hmm.
Several different nests that have been kind of taken up. You hear the occasional sound of some other creature. There's some like moaning, as well as like a faint roar at a distance, but nothing you need to immediately worry about in your surroundings. Lily's just lightly humming the whole way.
I am growing ever concerned for my life.
As you begin to kind of spiral deeper and deeper. I hope you remember how to get back. Anyway, Al Zephyr, what are we thinking? Doors, right?
Zephyr's just feeling like all over the wall, trying to find like something that pushes inward, relying solely on luck.
Relying solely on luck?
He's not a very critical thinker. He's just kind of, I mean, are there tiles in the wall or is it like a flat stone?
It's probably a mixture. You see parts where like there must be like a patchwork done, where something was like excavated, but then they built it back up.
Well, he's definitely pushing on the actual tiles
Mhm.
that he can see close to where the door would be.
Okay, give me just a straight D100 roll.
Yeah,
No way.
100.
$61.
You're pressing against stuff, but it's just not coming to you. Your luck's not quite enough to get it this time.
Do the footprints, does it seem like they kind of go up to the wall and then stop at the wall? Or does it seem like they just keep going?
It looks like they just keep going. It's like the pacing doesn't stop or anything. You kind of like take you go back a couple feet and you look at like the spacing between paces, and it looks like there's a step right before the door, and then you're assuming there would be a step after it.
There isn't any kind of like scuffing on the wall to suggest that they might have climbed it.
Make an investigation check.
Oh no.
Oh no, another investigation.
We're slowly getting better.
Slowly
That
getting
was
better.
a 14.
That was 14? Okay.
Honest?
You look for like scuffing and stuff. And it doesn't look like there would be enough like even handholds or footholds to scale this if you wanted to.
I'm gonna take out my pick.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. No, actually, I'm going to recall my gem and take an action, I believe it is, to transform it into kind of, I don't know if this is a thing, small archaeological tools.
Sure.
I just want to start
Is that an
chipping at the
action?
wall. I don't know.
You're using your magic item for this?
My magic item, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a magic item.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. My all-purpose
Thought it was a
tool.
great tool for the job.
Mm-hmm.
His Swiss Army knife.
No, we're
Yeah.
we're doing the Swiss Army knife kind of turns into you get like a little chisel out of it.
Cool. I'm gonna take the light hammer that I have in my pocket and just start.
Okay.
That's fine. We've got a
Because
while.
I am. I don't know. I don't see anything. So
Yeah.
Okay. You start chipping away at it. Okay. Back to our other group. Any change or anything? Anything we're talking about as we go?
Do you like the sewers, Februm?
Not exactly the way I wanted to spend my weekend. But I've done a lot of I've gathered a good amount of research. So I
Well, me
said it's
too.
not all
I
bad.
come down here all the time. I used to.
Oh, you do.
I
What-
used to.
What'd you do?
Just exploring. Sometimes it's different.
How far do you know how deep did you go? How far did these reach?
I don't know. I never found the end.
Good. I'm gonna say that Februm has been kind of marking down directions
Mm-hmm.
each turn that we make, or each divide that we come across, so we would be able to find our way back.
Gotcha. Are you proficient in calligrapher's tools? Or not calligrapher, cartographer.
Photographer. Yeah.
I'm not.
Okay, then just make me a straight intelligence check.
Intelligence check. A 13.
You do
Okay.
still have your advantage that you haven't used.
It's been much too long.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I don't know if
get
there's
that.
a time limit on that.
I think there is. I think it's like the next
Oh.
minute.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's a shame.
That's okay. I have an excellent memory for maps and geography and can always recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around me.
Lovely.
That's pretty.
Says
cool.
exactly that.
At least that's what they told me. That's what it said in the book.
Februm looks blankly at Lily. Oh. All right. I suppose I'll just leave it to you then.
You can still write it down.
I'll do my best. Am I able to like investigate or like figure out how the crystal works a little bit more as we're going down?
You think you're really gonna need some time to sit down with this?
Okay.
Unless you wanted to try to experiment with it. So you could try to,
Sure.
if you want to try to do something with it, tell me that, and we'll see if it works.
Woo! Do I have to tell you exactly what I'm going to do with it?
Yes.
Okay. I God, I not really much of a magic user, so I don't know how I would how Februm would go about this. As we're walking, I guess he's just gonna like hold out his hand and just kind of expect something to happen.
So
all of his knowledge is really biological, not really magic based, so he's just
Okay.
kind of doing his best.
So you're attempting to cast a spell with it.
I'm going to attempt to cast a spell with it.
Okay. Can you make a con save for me?
Okay. That is an 18.
Okay. You kind of holding the crystal in one hand and you reach your hand out with the other. Is there a specific type of spell you're trying to conjure here?
Was I able to gather any energy, or like any like?
You see it.
Was
You feel it
is-
begin to rush into you.
okay. Into me.
The energy from the crystal. You feel a section of the energy's crystal kind of. It's almost like a buzzing sensation into your hand, and if you look close enough, you see this slight orange bead crawl its way through the veins of like your left hand, up, kind of like through your shoulders, around your neck, and then down the veins of your other hand, and begins to kind of pool at the palm of your right hand.
Happened to someone we know in real life.
Okay. All right. Huh. Okay. I guess I'll just keep going. Keep trying to.
Roll a d20 for me real fast.
Okay.
So straight d20.
That's a 15.
Okay. You kind of like, you're experimenting with this and you see that energy there and you're like, okay, cool. And there's this moment where you know that energy needed direction. It needed something to do.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't give it that. And you see this bolt of energy rocket into the closest wall. Roll 2d8 for me.
That'll be a 7.
Is that on... I need the individual rolls.
A 6 and a 1.
Okay.
Oh no. It's radiant damage, baby.
You see this bolt of energy rocket out, hit the wall, and start corroding it like you had just thrown acid at the wall itself.
Okay. And these are like, you said there were veins just like going all up my...
It was a single bead of energy
Okay.
that flew from the crystal through your body to where you were directing it.
Okay.
And you look back at the crystal and you can see that it's glowing slightly dimmer now. Just ever so slightly.
Okay. I think that's all I will do with it for now.
Okay.
I want to take a moment and heal myself.
Feel free. Okay.
Just wanted to let you know.
It's all good. Thank you. Okay. Zephyr and Aldrich.
I'm gonna, while I see Al kind of chip it at the wall,
Mm-hmm.
Zephyr's gonna realize he's sitting at a nice 3 hit points. So I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself, 2nd level.
Lovely.
After a bit
I'm
of
gonna
chipping,
heal 13.
after a bit of chipping, I am going to put my hands down, kind of shake my head, like, why didn't I do this? Is there any way that I could, like, tell if the wall is enchanted in any way?
You can make an Arcana check.
Uh, 17?
You kind of like, you take a second, and you've made a fair deal of progress. There's a little hole that you're chipping away at. You're not through it yet, but you'll get there at some point. But in this moment, you kind of you step back, you pull out a couple little tools, you like sample some of the rock that you've chipped away already, and there's a slight magical residue in kind of the rock itself.
Do I know what kind?
It'd be abjuration. It's not hard to tell.
Okay. Well, do you have any ideas how to get through this?
I mean, we could hit it harder. That's all I got. There's got to be a way to open it, because do we see any signs, like, in the dirt of a door moving or opening at all?
No.
Or it just looked like he walked through the wall?
With your previous checks, it looks like he just walked through the wall. If it opens, it doesn't open this direction.
I don't think I have anything. Yeah, I've got nothing, man.
All right, step back.
He's gonna step back.
I'm gonna step back with him.
Okay.
I'm gonna aim The crystal kind of reforms into a crystal on my hand. I'm gonna aim it at the wall, and I'm gonna cast Shatter.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
Can I double it?
If you want to double
pick up on
cast
what he's doing and cast it as well?
Hell yeah.
yeah.
We're bringing down the cavern.
Like, or can I tell if
Yeah.
that's a smart idea?
Do you really care if it's a smart idea?
Not really.
That's what I thought.
When has that stopped you before?
I quite literally threw myself into a hole.
Okay. I want you both to roll a spellcasting ability check. So whatever your spellcasting mod is. So Aldrich is intelligence and Zephyr your charisma. Just roll a d20 plus that ability score.
That's a 6.
Do we add proficiency?
Yes.
Cool. 15.
And then Zephyr, what's your total?
6.
Okay.
There goes my last spell slot.
You cast the spells without issue. But there's a moment there where, Al, you could sense, like, the combination of these energies could have done something else, but there's a missync there. You hadn't really communicated what you were going to do fully. But I need both of you to roll your damage as normal, and it is doubled because this is technically an object. Or a structure.
It's raw.
Yep.
All right.
15.
Okay. That's 30.
Is this... Okay, so we just roll it and
Yep. The wall's not going to make a
Ooh.
con save.
baby.
Darn it.
32.
All right. So that's a total of 62 points of damage against this wall. There is like 2 concussive booms, one right after another, and you just see rock fly everywhere. And there is a pile of dust that kind of blows out suddenly. It echoes throughout this whole cavern.
Do the other two hear it?
I would say they're probably a little too far at this point.
Darn.
It's like a moment where it's like, I could have sworn I heard a very loud explosion. Weird. Could
Weird.
have just been a roaring in the distance, though.
But you blow open this passageway, and you see a perfectly carved out kind of square passage. And the footsteps continue.
All right.
That worked.
Yeah. How about next time I will tell you what I'm about to do, and then you can tell me if you're gonna do anything with it.
Oh,
That's
alright.
my fault.
Yeah. No, it's on me, man.
Okay.
Teams aren't like my strong suit. I'm good with people, but like I'm just not used to working in the team. So, you know.
Well, I am apparently not good with people, so.
I don't know, I think you're alright.
Let's just keep looking for Winnie.
Alright.
All
Say
right.
so.
Lillian.
It's definitely stopped, so dancing lights come back up now.
Yep. So Al can actually see.
Yeah.
I still have my crowbar, but yeah.
Well, so you can
See
it
a little
further
farther.
ahead.
See a little farther, yeah.
Lily and Februm, back up to the two of you. You've continued moving down, continued moving forward. And you see that the spider webs they're becoming thicker. As you keep moving forward. And Lily, you catch it first. But there's something up ahead. It doesn't sound that big. But you hear it saying something.
I'm just gonna stop and try and listen, see if I can get any more detail out of it.
Okay, make a perception check.
20 total.
Beautiful. You catch accents. There's a syllable there, what you would assume would be a vowel there, but it's not a language that you know. But it is definitely a language of some type.
Does it sound like a conversation?
It sounds like
Are
someone talking to themselves.
Okay. Actually, yeah, I think Lily's demeanor kind of changes. She stops humming, and you see her kind of stop and listen. She kind of looks to you, but it's pretty dark. And she kind of just very quiet. She's gonna start sneaking up.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
Sneak! 13.
13?
Yeah.
Okay. Februm, are you staying back?
I have a... I will stay slightly behind, yes.
Okay. So not quite moving up with Lily right now.
Correct.
But Lily, you begin to move forward. Kind of making your way as quietly as you can, avoiding little pebbles that you see on the ground. Or puddles of water that might create a splash. And you kind of peek your way around a corner, and you see it opens into this room. Circular in shape. There looks like there's several tunnels that lead off of this. And the entire thing is just covered in webs. Just one big, cocoon of webbing around this entire room. And you kind of wait for a second. You're like, you don't see anything initially. But then, from the entranceway that you're standing right next to, you see several spider legs begin to make its way down, as well as these two... They're not humanoid, they're still segmented like spiders, but they end in hands with long claws, kind of holding a dagger in one hand. It begins to crawl down its way. You see just the edge of pincers and the faint resemblance of elven ears kind of crawl right past you and then towards the center of your room, jittering in this language that you can't understand. It seems to be it paces around the room. You see it goes up to one kind of thicker section of webbing, and it pokes it a couple times with the dagger, checks a couple things. And it's about this time that you see there is a section of webbing across the room that's still moving. And you hear some, like, muffled sounds. And it's the head kind of immediately, like, turns over, and it starts to kind of, like, slowly skitter, mumbling to itself about something towards this, like, wiggling mass in the web.
I don't know how to ask this. Did I perceive creatures like this as like monstrosities? Or would I equate them to something like a half-orc?
I would say this is monstrosity level.
Okay.
It's safe to assume that this is something that's been created, not conceived.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Fabrum is still following, just not like right behind her?
He's
Yeah,
he's probably a good like 60 to 100 feet back.
I have a 20-foot light on me, so I didn't want to.
Right. So what's in here again? There's two of the writers.
It's not quite. It's a little different than a writer.
I'm just gonna
Yeah.
call him a drider because
Yeah.
it sounds like a drider.
Think less humanoid top. It's almost like where the head.
That's what it sounded. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it sounded like. But
I can send a picture in our Discord in a minute.
I don't know.
Or after,
either.
or after the session.
Boy.
But, there is only one of them.
There's one of them.
Mm-hmm. And there seems to be, like, you look around the room, there are several of these larger kind of collections of webs where something is inside, but only one of them seems to be moving.
Okay. I mean, if there's only one of them, then guess you can decide if they can perceive this. Can I like use my like favored foe features without them? Like, do they perceive that?
I would say probably not.
Okay. I figured I would have tried to have done it stealthily in the past at least once.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because it's a lot. I'll say that because it's a lot of you gaining intuition about your enemies, and studying them. It's not something that they recognize, especially because it's not something that they save against.
It's not something I do to them, it's something I like
Yeah.
do to me, basically.
It's like a specialized focus that you're creating. Yeah.
In that case, I want to use my hunter's sense to discern if it has immunities, resistances, or vulnerabilities.
Okay. It has none.
And a bonus action, I will designate it as my Slayer's Prey.
Okay.
If it still isn't doing anything, then I can use another bonus action to do my favored foe.
I would say probably after the first one, you see that it's made its way over to the kind of bag of something on the wall,
Right.
and it begins to raise the dagger that it has in its hand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then how far is it now?
Let's say 60 feet.
60 feet. And I'm not gonna hesitate. I'm just gonna attack the damn thing. I don't know if we're stopping there, so I don't know how much you want me to tell you about what I'm doing this turn.
You make the decision, seeing the dagger kind of begin to move in a downward arc. Lily jumps into action. And we're going to cut away on that to Zephyr and Aldrich. You are making your way down this cavern. And I need you both to make perception checks.
Now I roll good.
Now I roll bad. That's a 10.
16.
10 and a 16. Okay. Zephyr, you are just very focused on making sure that you keep this track, that you're heading in the right direction. There are a couple little pathways that seem to jut off to the side, but for the most part, it's just heading in this like one forward direction.
Yeah.
Al, you take a second to kind of look around and take in your surroundings, and you see that there are carvings and paintings on all the walls that you're passing. They're covered in dust, and some of the paintings are faded to the point of being irrecognizable. But there are a couple things there.
I am more concerned about Winnie, so I'm not going to stop moving, but am I able to like discern any kind of like what they depict from just like kind of focusing more on them as I walk by?
From like walking by, you gather that there are battle scenes. So you see like one large group of army here, one large like army this way. There's a conflict in the middle. It's hard to tell like what composes each side, but there's some type of like war happening. There is probably one thing that catches your attention. And it's this male figure that's repeated several times throughout like different paintings and stuff.
I guess after seeing this, I'll go up and just put my light over one of the depictions of the male and try to get some more.
You can see that he is depicted taller than anything else around him. And he's dressed in like fine robes that just drape along his body. There are several depictions where he's shirtless with just this like piece of cloth over his shoulders. And the few little, they're like, let's say the one that you're looking at is one of the ones that actually has retained some of its color. There are like reds and golds kind of interlaid into his outfits.
Okay. I'll bank that,
Okay.
but I'm just gonna keep going.
You both keep walking forward, and the passageway eventually leads into another kind of larger open space. Not quite as big as the city that essentially that you had just come from, but you come in at the top and you see this set of like stairs that spirals down to a lower section, and there is a fire pit active and glowing at the bottom of this, and kind of dimly lit, you see a figure. Kind of down the stairs and far to the back of the other room, just flickering in the flame light.
Can we see any detail?
Not from this distance.
I'm going to go ahead.
Oh, I'm gonna. You said it's at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and sneak closer.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
30-20.
Dirty 20. You make your way down, being as quiet as you can. Also make a perception check for me.
There it is. An 11.
Okay. You make your way down the stairs, kind of inching closer to this fire. And it's hard to make out any detail of this figure. They seem to be moving farther away from you, down another corridor. But as they kind of slip from view, you do catch that they are humanoid of some type. Not quite as big as the tracks that you've been following. And there's just this faint orange aura kind of flowing off of their back.
Gonna kind of like signal to Al. Be like, it's good. You can. He's kind of leaving. You can come down now.
Okay.
Al, make a perception check as well.
Perception 9.
Cool. Yep.
I'm gonna be as stealthy as I can.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
9.
You know, your armor might be in its stealthier form, but you know, you've still got to work on some of that padding. Kind of every other step you take, you like kind of hit a rock, and there's this faint like ting, ting. And sorry, people in my apartment are being loud. But as you kind of begin to make your way down, Zephyr, you're like watching him. And Al, you make it to the bottom of the stairs and you're like, I'm good. And Zephyr, there's just this dark shadow that appears behind Al.
Oh, jeez.
You see bits of like some kind of gooey liquid or like just dripping from this being. It's hunched over. You see several spikes protruding from its back. And its hand just slowly reaches out. And Al, you see Zephyr yelling at you, and there's just this drop on your shoulder.
He's like mouthing the words because he doesn't want the other guy walking away to hear. Run!
Can I turn around and take a step? Try attempt to take a step back.
You turn around, and that's where we're gonna end it for tonight. So,
I'm so invested.
thank you all for tuning in tonight. We will be back again next week, and we will see how our split party, two-party encounter is gonna go. Make sure to follow us on our Twitter, join our Discord if you'd like. Anyone else have any announcements or anything?
Not today, no.
Drink water.
Yup.
Oh,
Stay
yes,
hydrated.
Water.
Of course.
Oh, that's
All right. And with that, have a good night, y'all.
Bye-bye.